yellow worm, right? That's gonna be, I'm getting the arm bar or the back. It has the most potential for the sweeps and it has the most potential for the back of the arm. And so that would be my goal. There's all kinds of variations of the lapel guard, right? There's every guard that you have, you can have a lapel. I even play like regular half guard and pass a lapel. So it doesn't always have to be like feet up type open guard lapel game. It can also be different versions of the lapel with different guards, right? But there's all different versions. So what I want to get to though is the basic position. We're going to teach a few different things that I have rolling, and so I want to just kind of get to the position without a huge warm-up, but just a basic concept, okay? So the first thing that he taught me was just a reverse hook grip. So like if I'm facing Zach in a match, typically if I go to pull his lapel out like this, it doesn't actually pull his lapel out, you know? And so having that backward scratch type, this has better luck pulling his lapel out, okay? So that was just a simple thing that's worked for me over the years. I've also had judo Olympians that are personal students of mine through the ranks, so I've learned like several different versions of grip fighting. That was huge for me for the worm guard. When you guys start training worm guard with each other, your opponent knows and all kinds of stuff. Anyways, and so you can pull with the lapel, right? Or I can pull with other grips while it's open. I can pull with other grips and get different grips and then go for the lapel grips, you know, like, so you have your option of if you're going to pull like with the worm guard grip, or if you're gonna pull with other grips after the lapel's open and then grab the worm guard. So both of them work though, okay? So for now, I pulled that lapel out, so I'll pull a different way, okay? I'm gonna pull with my opponent's lapel in this hand. I'll just push on the hip, I'll swing my leg out so that I come back around towards like a De La Hiva over here. And I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna take this lapel, trace it down, and I'm gonna start to pull his gi out, okay? I'll then extend him and pass. I don't like to pass like here like this. I wanna extend him and then I'm gonna pass, right? So I have different versions of how I'm able to pass this lapel. Once I have this foot on the hip, I'm able to control the distance. If I pass, can you turn me again, buddy? Spin me that way a little bit more again. Yeah. There you go. Yeah. So like, if I pass like right away and do this, he has pressure, squat, do whatever you want, right? Because I have no pushers on him. This is my pusher right here, my foot on his hip. So I'm able to have more of a success of me sitting up and grabbing when I push him away like it's a traditional sit-up guard. And I have this hand fed around as far as I can up behind his knee. Notice my left leg's also not laying on the ground. My foot is soles on the ground with my knee is actually pushing my elbow. I'm reinforcing everything right now because I need to move my butt. Once I get here, I hit the escape and I let my foot pass. You saw that? Now I'm able to pass super easy, and look how his foot is real light. His knee got heavy and his foot got light, which makes it easy for me to manipulate around him and get underneath. Now I have my ability to have the position. It's gonna be about getting my knee over his knee and different stuff like that. But I want you to just like get to here. You may end up, some of you, with your knee already over like this, which is okay too. He's gonna land on me in a couple ways. It's okay, bring the knee back. It's okay if you land like this in the beginning. With your goal, look at my palm is up. It's not a palm down grip. Okay, it's a palm up grip, like this. And look how I flare my elbow. Right, like, so this is just where we gotta stop for a little bit. Right, you can be in De La Hiva or you got your foot on the back, or you have your foot cocked in the air. I don't really care about this leg right now. Now I have this guy through, I have this lapel wrapped around his leg. I showed it a few times because it's kind of complex, but the coaches obviously said you guys have been working on lapel guard. You guys have seen worm guard? Have you seen worm guard? Have you seen, so I'm not doing anything totally like wow crazy, right?
Yeah, they're not going to be like awesome at it, but they,
yeah. So I come up, I get my open rip, okay? And then I'm gonna grab collar and sleeve like this. I don't quite go all the way down here yet. I grab collar and sleeve. I can put my foot on the hip over here. My heels are in, my toes are out. I'm up on the hip, I'm monkey cupping his leg. I'm not like open toed and I'm not pushing on his knee. I'm up on his hip, I'm out like this. Okay, as I come around the corner, when I cut, so I'm using this leg as a pendulum. As I come around the corner, I adjust this grip a little bit. I'm gonna turn to get De La Riva like I would normally go to De La Riva, but my right foot pops through. Right, so I'm here like this, and my right foot goes boop, and it comes through. Now I'm able to sit up, right? His leg is now light. I'm able to move my hip because I'm free to move my hip on my left side. And now I have this lapel like that, and his leg's caught up. That makes sense? I'm also on my side because eventually I'm gonna wanna start like sneaking around if I can get his arm like sneaking around. Does that make sense? So that's gonna be the next fight. And then him trying to push and stop me from doing that. That's gonna be his only answer to stop me in a lot of ways. You know, he's trying to come around him like this. I'm looking for arm locks. His arm pops off my lapel. I have his back. He reaches back to try and grab me, grab my head, whatever you want. You can take it into any kind of arm bar you want. You know what I'm saying? So don't get, like, no matter where he's at, you can get arm locked. It's not just like the one super stiff arm, okay? My legs are all jacked up, so sorry for my... Again, I come up, super scary cat's paw, boom, rip him open a little bit, come and get a grip that I want. I'm stepping forward, put my foot on the hip, okay? And then I'm gonna sit up. I take this lapel. Is the only thing you gotta remember here. I take this and I drop like 12 inches. I go to sit up, boom, and I pull him forward. My leg comes over. I'm here like this. I'm able to grab this foot on the ground. It's here so he doesn't step over my leg. If I'm lazy like this, you step over my leg, yeah, I'm getting like knee on belly, all that stuff will happen, right? So I also have it here to reinforce my elbow and my knee, but this will also let me hip escape. Right, so that's what's real important is I'm able to get that hip escape going and I'm able to now grab. You guys could just pause right here. Does that make sense? Palm up grip. I'm like this. Knee cocked. I'm out like this. Okay. You can also have your foot on the hip and get here if you guys know to get over this knee at all. Do I need to show that again or are you guys good?
I need to see it.
Yeah.
Yep. So I get the lapel, 12 inches moves down, right? I come back, sit up, pass this lapel, hip escape. Ooh, now I'm able to reach underneath and grab. I'm cocked sideways, and I could use this momentum to get over his knee, around his back, or attack the arm. We're not worried about that yet. He's gonna do different things depending on his arm. Like if you ever put his arm right here, well then I can keep his arm there. I don't really like to fight him away because like he has the height and all that, right? But like, can you take your hand off the mat? You know what I'm saying? So like, I'd rather do that. But anyways, we'll get into the arm lock and the back take precisely. Just full guard and get there. Ready, set.
This is the control?
Yep.
See how you just read over your knee? Your knee, and then almost like a crab like that. You just sit on the crab.
You don't have to let go of that at all. This is the way. Well, did you put that up front? Yeah, right? You know what I mean? This is little man's the cheese bone.
Remember to kick out?
And just doesn't quite work, you see? My foot has to come through the hole to allow that space. Because right now I'm pushing away, we're real stiff, and I need to hip escape. So that's when I'm like, whoop, and I pop it through like that, and this guy gets past. Some of you guys are getting super confused with this space right here too. You're like, where do I go? His hand goes between my shin, or his shin and my butt, and grabs it right here. Right? If he's all like sitting down like this, and we're here like this with this space, I still have to make the space, and I still have to get there. That makes sense? And I'm like this the whole time. I'm waiting for him to grab my knee at some point, you know, like, I'd like him to grab my knee. You know what I mean? There's more than just the arm bar, but like, that arm has so many basics from like classic spider guard you do. Anyways, we're back here, he's standing up, and he's got his lapels open already. I grab the lapel, I reach around like I'm gonna stand up for a single leg. I start to wrap it around my leg, but I'm gonna put the sole of my foot on the ground, and I'm gonna pass this as I let my foot slip. Gave me the space, you see? Try and get ahead of the party, hit the skate to grab the foot, the lapel, and I grab palm up. You can even choke it up a little bit if you wanted and tighten it. Now it's gonna be a battle getting over the knee, taking the back of the armbar. Some of you kids especially, can you put your hands over there? Can you get on both hands, your feet? Okay. Some of you kids are like this. Now Zach would not be really good at passing my guard if he was doing this. So most guys are gonna sit like Zach was and face me, and we're gonna be doing it in body language like this. So if you kids are beginners, find yourself with hands over here, booty up in the air in the wrong way, that just, not what we're doing. Okay, we're over here looking like that. Good to go? One more time. We're here. Basic feet up defense. I push him away with that one leg and I sit up with the other. I grab the lapel and I attempt to pass. I'm a long dude. I can pass this better than most people in this room, except for Mr. Professor over there. He's the longest dude in the room for sure. But it gets difficult because of his posture, his movement. Maybe I didn't get his lapel out the whole way. So I pass it when I do a little hip escape, and then I let go of the pressure of this. You know what I'm saying? So I start to cock sideways like that. All right, you can stay on that foot, that's okay. We didn't really do that too much, that's fine. So then I'm here like this, right? I have the ability to rotate, grab this lapel, and I'm gonna start to swing, go towards the back. I can put my left hook in, over here like this. Because eventually I'm gonna wanna grab him, pull him to me, push him away, control the back takes me. You know? Does that make sense? So we're about the back take yet. Right now we haven't even got there yet. Just do that picture perfect, sit up, pass the lapel and get there. If you guys can't get that, you won't get all the other stuff to follow. Ready, set? We'll just talk about it in this case. So I'm already here, okay? And I got to this point. And I want to talk about clearing my knee over his knee. Because it could be kind of an obstacle and a pain in the butt sometimes, cuts in certain ways. Some of you guys that are new to this too, I want you to have some faith in this position and this grip. So like, Coach Zach's an awesome knee cutter. He tries to cut and pass my knee, get your underhook, go ahead, buddy, kind of cut. He can't pass my guard. It gets to like scary positions where we probably get yelled at by our coach if we didn't have like an excellent worm guard going on. If I didn't have worm guard and I was like this and he was cutting his knee and I was holding on to a dumb grip, you know what I mean? Like coach would be like, oh, get your underhook right, but he's telling you to do other things. So we can kind of get into positions here that can look like bad jiu-jitsu in other positions, right? So know that we can take it to an extreme in the sense that he can't pass it my guard either way if I hold the grip. But even if he got into like closer positions, I would still have to work Zach back out and get him pushed back out to get disconnected. Like he may even get here and I have the lapel grip stuff. Like I can't always just, you know. So now here's the battle, kids, watch this. Is this knee right here to get to his back. I can do different sweeps and I have a deli heba hook and not actually like push off anything, cool. If I need to take my foot out of this hole, just my heel, not my whole foot, and push off of his hip to lift my butt because he's super tall to get my knee over and then stick my leg back out that hole. Cool. But I want to get my knee over this knee and then I would like to get my foot back out of the hole. Okay? You can stay here too, but then I'll lose certain control and sometimes end up like this when we change different positions. Right? So again, I'm here, put foot on the hip maybe, and I bring my leg over. I don't always want to be in the habit of having this leg super lazy. Like I just talked out right belt a second ago. Elbows in the defensive position are to my shoulders. This is where I'm at. Palms are facing up. Like this. Not like this. I'm gonna push on my toes. That sucks. Like not, Zach got a whole different control of my leg now. This is like a, right? On my toes now. It's just a different grip, right? Like this is so different. Whether it's putting my foot on the hip and lifting my knee over. So when I go grab his hips, guys, I'm not grabbing this side and barely grabbing. I would like to go grab his entire hip. If it were like a no-gi style position, I'd want to grab his whole hip. You think about that, okay? I can make a gi grip, I can make a belt grip, I can do those things too. But I prefer if you didn't just stay back here and grab that. I try and grab a little bit further around his back. I'm gonna pull him to me and load. All of his weight is on top of me here, okay? I can actually push his knee away with my fist. So like everything's gonna be pushed the exact way, and I'll maintain my sticky hook. Watch. So I got my left leg over here, and I'm already gonna go start attacking his back. Feeding. No. Okay, so we have the De La Riva in that game while stand up for me, while we're like this too, right? Like he can be standing up like that, just like this too. And I still need to get my knee over his knee. Because just by swinging, guys, and coming over here, I could do it while we're standing too, right? Now, stiff arm me. This can be a little bit harder to grab his pants. So we're gonna end up having to deal with this with an arm lock or with a grip break and stuff like that. So right now he can grab you, but like maybe it's not a grip if he needs to balance while we're training. Otherwise he could put it on the mat, but I don't wanna get into that bad habit I was making fun of some of the people earlier, right? I don't wanna be all totally facing the other way, but just know that you gotta put your weight here or there while we're training, okay? And I'm gonna load him, pull him all the way to me, throw him away, okay? I still have this until I wanna let go. I can grab whichever way you guys wanna go get the party started. Does that make sense? 2 and 2, ready, set. Yeah, there you go. Hit it the inversion over the knee. Because I got good getting over the knee going this way. I have all those like knees this way. I cleared the knee. And then I'm already turning it back up. Does that make sense? Yeah. Like this, knees in like you pass or something like that. And then I'll turn. And you also got the arm. Yep. Oh. But you don't let these go. There's a whole series on worm passing that he does, you know, and there's barambolos from the top, passes, knee on belly, back steps, these back steps. I really like, this is one of my favorite positions in jiu-jitsu that's underrated. You know, also the double knee ride, like this. This is my second favorite, elbows on top of my quads, big dudes.
I didn't volunteer for this.
And this isn't just the technique. It's just something that we were talking about right now. You guys can just be filled in on. So I get to my De La Riva, my worm guard. I get to my reverse double worm. Where's that, the belt? Yeah. I got the belt. Yeah. So clearing the knee is what I want to do going to his back. But sometimes the way that I'll clear it is actually by a half, like quarter, whatever you want to call it, inversion. So like as I'm here, see how my knee now cleared his knee? So like, even if he's holding my lapel and he's cutting like this, like, I'll clear his knee line like this right here. And then I'm able to come over, so my knee came over like that. So go back. That's all we're talking about. I can sit here and I can fight these different like movements to get over his knee from sitting up, right? Or I can try and get over his knee by this inversion. So here's where I got it back. I could chase the arm lock, or I can go to his back. And now I'm guys, notice I kept this grip for a really long time, like on his leg. I can even stay here. I'll let it go, start passing the leg, going for bow and arrows. Right. But I don't leave my foot inside of his guard. I end up passing it to him. That's all we were really discussing though, some of the upper belts, was my goal is to get over his knee, but there's more than one way to skin a cat sometimes, right? So instead of just trying to just go that way, and what I meant by that way, sometimes I lift my butt up this way, I put my foot on his hip with this one, like there's many ways I can go, trying to elevate my knee over it. And then occasionally I'll get over it by going, and I'll get my knee like this. Like since I know I'm doing that, that's what I'm doing with my knee. I'll make a little space in case his arm's there. He's never expecting a little, like that's all it is sometimes on his arm. It's nothing that's like herky-jerky to him, you know? One more time. We'll skip the magic, right? Okay, right to the basic. Here, right? Trying to go for this, right? I rotate, got past his knee, come around, got the arm locked this way. Here, right, stay on that knee this time. Twisting my knee. Right.
right? It's not like trying to get over straight. It's twisting my knee and rotating it over his knee. Okay? He holds onto my collar real tight, like don't let me pass. I'm gonna hold his elbow. Instead of doing this or this, I'll hold his elbow in that crease. It's on the back of his gi, here, so I can lock up the arm bar. Because if he ever lets go and puts his hand on the mat, lets go of my collar, I always have access to his back. All right? Grab the collar, so I can arm bar like this. Boom. I can go into swim moves. I can maintain holding control of the lapel guard. And I have all those arm bars that some of you may or may not know. So all those, like, to me, those are traditional ones. Are like, I call them swim moves. Do you guys call those swim moves at all? Backdoor, whatever. Right? Different schools call different things. What have you seen those? So I got all those arm bars. One more. Here like this. Rotate. I got over his knee. I'm going towards his back. Oh, he still stopped me. Got the arm lock, pull your arm out. I don't have much control. Grab the lapel. I grab the back of his lapel like this. I can keep him to me. And also if his, like I did with Zach earlier, if he ever put his hand on the mat, I would keep it there by pulling you onto the mat. Like try and take your hand off the mat. But like grab my lapel, take your hand away from me, pull away real hard. Like, might not get the arm bar. So when they grab, I prefer this grip. So now, yeah, that's a wrap. Does that make sense, guys? So that's kind of why I like that grip. It's like, sometimes I just go to grab me, I'll just pushing the elbow like this sometimes is good, guys. Pushing the weight down on people. Pushing the weight down on people this way keeps them down. But I can go like this and all that stuff too, but I'm just giving you a concept of trying to pull him forward with that seam right here. All right? Last time, and y'all can go have fun because you can see how there's like variations of how this arm bar is going to play out. Different levels of his knee being up and down. Him being, you want to stand for a second? All right? Oops, sorry. All right. Go ahead, stand. So now we're here, he's got my lapel pushing him into here. Like I still have the same tight movements, but I hold the back of the sleeve here. Yep, come back up. Yeah, it's hard to stand when I rotate with this. Watch what I'm doing to Chance's leg right here. With my elbow. I literally like swept him off the ground to assist in it, you know? All the way down to here. Oh, that's cool. Like, you see how all is gonna play out, guys? Variations, so don't trip if you catch it one way or the other, but you will land on the back of the arm bar, nothing else when you drill this. Does that make sense? There's no triangle on the plot I'm doing right now. Back or arm lock at one point. Top guys, stay alert, stay alive, grab the collar. You grab the collar all you want, because this is supposed to arm bar you. Just grabbing this part, not hooking his wrist, not holding his sleeve, and making this grip. Right? Stand up for me, Chance. So, four-time judo Olympian Brian Olsen was my student. Gave him his jiu-jitsu ranks. One of the things he really emphasized on me on the grip fighting I use in this armbar is I'm grabbing like the inside. You know the white belt marks you get when people go home from jiu-jitsu, you get the little bruises? That's what I'm grabbing. I'm reaching all the way around like this, grabbing it, or it's just on the other side of the seam. Like right here, I close it and I rotate it. Look, I took all the space away from Chance, right? I was like, oh, exactly. I took all the space away. So when I move his arm, turn it, let go, push it, put it on the mat, I have the most amount of fabric in my hand, and I sucked all the space up, so I'm controlling his arm. If he grabs my collar, guys, and I try and throw him around like this, I'm not really like stay strong with your arm. His arm goes nowhere. His posture certainly does not. I do the far reach grip and I rotate. Look, like I could pull him. You know what I mean? Like it's such a mean grip. It's not the end of the world for him, but it's a lot more than shirt loose. You know. So when I do this, I do not want this dude. Once I have reverse elbow worm, here's the confidence. We gotta have confidence in jiu-jitsu tournaments too, and in a fight. You wanna have confidence. Once I get reverse elbow worm, should be game over. Lay on your back. Are you guys confident right here? Open your arm. You guys confident it's over right here? Okay, that's how I think it reversed elbow worm. I got the arm, or I got the back. It's gonna be like this, right? So it's the same concept. Once I get to here, I'm like, oh, I'm kind of nervous. Trying to get my grips, getting everything going. Worm guard's cool. Oh, I got super depth to this guy. This guy's passing is gone. What's he gonna do to me? You know what I'm saying? So I can rotate, try and get my knee over, don't forget that. I can arm lock from here. I can spin out the back door. I can just arm from here. I can also throw him over, dump him. But look, I'm always pulling that seam, getting his shoulder closer to my groin so that I could arm lock him and even come through the legs. Ready, set. I can see how that like makes his, opens his knee. Oh yeah. Yes. I'll take one leg right here. You can talk about that. To get over. Once you knock him off. Right, try and turn towards back knee at all costs. Lift your leg back up. Grab my collar. Grab my collar. Right? Yeah, so like, now let go. Try and do that again. Yeah, keep on trying to force that knee back. Yeah, see how everything kind of changed? Go back, pressure change. All it was is it's like I'm in half guard trying to keep it half guard. Now do whatever you want. Full force. It's totally, all it is slight pressure, right? And so then this is another spot where I'm trying to get to. And I don't want to come up like this, and I've spent years coming up like this, and then he backs up to the knee bar. Ooh, I get caught like that, right? So you got to come up with the like in place. And then, there's a frame. And then remember what we were talking about a second ago with the elbow? So at any time I have this grip, what we call the Georgian grip, the country, not the state. Little positions we got to battle, right? So now get back to your knees. Good, yep, come back. No, go back to your back. Good, now we got the clamp. Now go back to your knees. A lot harder to get up. So just that clamp makes a whole difference. And then I'm over here trying to do this, and right, and I'm here, and we got your collar. And sometimes really they just like go for the collar. Okay. Their arm, I'm pulling them to me. Thought I was pulling you to me, chest, or even use my leg to break his grip. Look. So I'm trying to do this to pop his arm up, and then I'm coming right back. You know what I mean? And I'll keep this. He tries to get to his knees. Maybe he's a little bit successful. I'll come back to him, sweep him right back out. Now control it. Clamp his body. The clamp is huge. Yeah, I like that. It's back here. He does nothing. I'm in the free range. I spin underneath, and I start going towards his back. Kicking out towards his back. Basic kiss of the dragon. He does nothing. I can also bend his knee over like that and sweep him. And I come up, holding on to it. I still hold on to it. I really want to hold on to this. Okay? But he, in that era, he wasn't shooting Ashi yet. Not as many guys were. Now it was Ashi, right? So to like put your legs forward and do this kind of passing a little bit more. But I mean, some serious wins were won by that kick right there, though. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. Small little kick, though. You're just saying like this?
Yeah.
I don't like to take it on my neck and back and 41. This isn't my version of an arm. I'd rather sweep him and punch with his arm like this. Not on my back hurt. That's just because I'm older. But if I did go to here, it's like I would just go towards the center. I would go towards the center. Yeah, I would rather roll through or...
That's what changed.
My opponent is different. Cold guard, his hips and his weight are different here. help me with this? All right, 10 seconds, grab a partner, grab a bump. In 4 minutes yet?
Oh, I don't think it's, I think it's on 99.
99.
Yeah, it's on 99.
I gotta make your way out, Zach. Get your head free outside. It's on like 99. I went to a seminar of his one time and he told me something that stuck with me forever that I now repeat. You don't have to understand and get everything that you learned today. It's okay. If you learn one thing, at least you learn that one thing and you can go from there. Sometimes when you go to a seminar, you might learn like 10, 15 things, you know? But if you could take like 3, and that's in like a combination area where you can go back and forth between a couple moves, then you really took something solid from the day and you can, you know, have your money's worth or whatever you want to call it, you know? So sometimes lower belts can get pressured because, you know, they're like, oh man, this is so complex, this is so hard. Today was with the lapel, it's very complex, very hard. Not exactly the thing that I would be screaming at my white belt to go do on the first day, you know? So sometimes people are teaching with a white to black belt crowd, and so we have a little bit of something for everyone. So if you didn't get everything today, don't trip. It's all good. Take something that you did learn, keep it with you for life. That's the best advice I got for you on that subject. But other than that, I thank you very much. I also want to say thank you for coming to AGF. If you guys have ever walked in the door, bought a t-shirt, registered, anything like that. I am a gentleman who owns this business. It's not some mega firm. It's me and my partner Chris. It's what we do to feed our families. So it is, you know, grateful that you guys spend your hard-earned money with us. And thanks for Marcus and Zach for inviting us. And you guys will see this on AGF Travels. We'll put it out on YouTube and advertise it on our Instagram and YouTube. So we'll do interviews with them later and that kind of cool stuff. On a personal level, I travel the world a lot and I've been around a lot of gyms. And I want to say that you guys have some really awesome coaches. They're awesome at jiu-jitsu, but they're also good people and they're trying to push you in the right direction and they have good techniques. Sometimes some schools got some quirky, weird stuff going on. You know, the school does not have any quirky, weird stuff. Solid fundamental stuff, solid stuff you can take into a fight. I believe they have the correct mentality that people that I see jiu-jitsu and fighting the same way as they do. So I just want to tell you guys have a good home here too, you know? And that's about it.
Hey, well, we appreciate you coming.
For sure.
And doing this for us, putting us on the social media, showing us all the moves you showed us. Good techniques for size, bro. I appreciate it.
Size of Jiu-Jitsu!